saying a word. I fucking love you guys. Okay. Let me switch this up. Alright. Prepare yourselves, everybody. Say hello to YouTube. Hello, YouTube. It's another video. The Thursday video. And I'm glad. I actually think this is a good idea. To do looking at the screen 2019. So first, I want to explain where that came from first, though, before anything, because the main thing about that was during Melty. Like when I got good at Melty Blood, see, the scene wasn't like a super big scene, so the skill levels had a lot of discrepancies and stuff like that. And sometimes people would ask me for advice, and when people asked me for advice, when I started in like Smash, all the advice I got, actually long term, was really good advice, but when you heard it, it was like, it felt dumb, or it felt like kind of condescending or something. But I feel like the reason the person I was practicing with gave that style of advice was, one, he really did feel that way, and two, he wanted me to like understand, really understand why it was a good thing. So I got to a point in Melty from like playing and thinking about it and stuff that like, oh, part of this is also making sure you have the understanding, not just someone telling you. Like people can give you tactics and stuff like that, but there's some understandings you have to build, you have to get inside yourself in order to proceed as a fighting game player. So the original piece of advice that I thought of that reflected that thought that I had was look at the screen. And so why do I say this? So generally, if you have never played a fighting game against a person before, and also let me turn off these gauges, these extra shits while I have the chance. So if you have never played a fighting game at like with the intention of like learning the game, you probably look at your character. So usually one of the early lessons you learn as a fighting game player is you shouldn't look at your character, you should look at the opponent's character, because you should know what your character is doing. So you need to see what they're doing so you can react, make choices, blah 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 blah. That's one of the first lessons you ever learn in fighting games, is look at the other character. However though, like take Dragon Ball. So I have Bardock here and we're gonna make him stand up. Bardock is not that tall. I'm making this the least condescending version of look at the screen as possible, because I think the other video I made in 2015 was kind of me too, even though the advice was still there. But Bardock is not that big, honestly. He's not that big. He's kind of small, actually, in relation to the screen. And if you're only looking at him the whole time, then you're still missing out on a lot of information the game can give you. There's a bunch of things on the screen at all times that you have to be at least somewhat aware of. Since I have Dragon Ball on, I would say Dragon Ball stuff. So you have meter, that's in every game. You have the characters available. You have sparking. You have the timer. You have the Dragon Balls when they show up. Right? So if you only look at your character and you knock him down, so like, okay, blah 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 blah. Right? You try to do like this kind of thing, and you don't see that he has 3 bars, and you get supered, you're gonna be like, wow, he supered me. But it's not a mystery that he had the ability to super you. The game tells both of you that he has 3 bars, but you're not paying attention because you're not looking at him. You're not looking at him. You're not looking at the bar. You have to take time to check the information on the screen at all times. So look at the screen was always like, the classic was when I'm running away all of a sudden and the other person's not chasing me and then the time runs out. I paid attention to the timer, they weren't. New games now, they tell you like, hurry up or something when there's 10 seconds left, 15 seconds left, but in older games, there is no cue, like the clock just runs out. I think starting from around BlazBlue, a lot of the games I played had a hurry up or something to alert players to the fact that they're running out of time. In every game has some extra information in parts of the screen which you're not normally looking at. And that makes difference in decision making when you're attacking, defending, etc. So since we have Dragon Ball out, an example is your assist. So I won't make a recording, but actually I will, because I like pressing buttons. So he's not blocking. So if I wanted to use Dragon Ball as an example, okay, that's a pretty simple string that I didn't record at all. Okay. So here he does a block string and into the assist. So after the assist, I'm going to check, depending on how the match is going, I'm going to check to see if he has another assist available, or I'm going to check to see if he has an assist available during parts of pressure where I feel like he can't mix me up. Because if he doesn't have assist available, then I know the only way he can get his assist back is if he resets pressure or runs away. If he has two characters, then if he's rushing me down, you can just take a quick glance to see what type of risk you can take if you feel like it, because if he has an assist, he can call it whatever. If he doesn't have an assist, he has to reset his pressure somehow. Since it's at the top of the screen, you have to look away from the other character for a second, just like a moment, just to confirm that yes, they have it, or yes, they don't, or no, they don't. Another, probably actually better one, I should have used this first, is, okay, we'll do a short combo. Okay, we'll do short combo. Short combo. Okay, so I'm not going to say anything, and stream chat for people in my present, but my future past. Is there something that you're familiar with that appears on the screen after he knocks me down? Because there is. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Oh, it's too late. I did the tag. So tag is another one. Tag lockout appears in very specific situations. And tag, the X doesn't appear on... There's an X on Bardock's face right now, I guess. But the X doesn't appear on your character. It doesn't appear where the bar is. It doesn't appear anywhere. It appears on the character they're trying to get in. So you have to, one, know when the tag lockout is happening, and two, look to see that they're doing that. Because besides that, there's no real cues for tag at all. So you need as much information as you can. That's a really important one in this game. That's a really important one in this game. Because when you see they're holding tag, then one, you literally know what they're doing in block stun, which is rare in this game specifically, because there's not many block stun defensive options in this game. So one, you know exactly one thing that they're doing, which is important. Two, you would know that you would have to restructure your offense in order to handle it. So for a short example, I would do... Okay, so for a short example, this is the same tag example, right? Okay, see? So there, in that recording, in this recording, you can see that I'm trying to do it. Now, I'll do the same string, but a slight difference. Oh, I messed up because I'm a bad player. Let's try one more time. Maybe I'll do it. Yeah, no, I won't. Wow, okay, maybe I will actually do a piano shows. Here. Okay. There we go. Okay. So here, same string. So, look. It was there, the cue was there the whole time. The cue was here the entire time that they were going to do it. But if you're not paying attention, then there's no way to know. There's no way you're going to react fast enough. So long story short, look at the screen is a bit of advice that I used for a big idea, which is there are many sources of information available immediately on the screen for you to use to help with your decision making, and that you should do it. So that when I told people you need to look at the screen better, it's literally you don't take advantage of what the game tells you. as a slight fighting game philosophy thing, the less you actually have to guess about what your opponent is going to do, the better. So when the game gives you this free information, you must use it if you're trying to improve. Like and subscribe, right? That's good, right? That's good, right, stream? Like and subscribe? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.